Hey y'all.
Boy, you know you make me float, float, boy, you really give me high. Ooh, I feel like I'm on dope, dope, 'cause you.
Do y'all see this? This the mic. Can y'all hear me talking in the mic? Now, before we go any further and I even get into what we're doing, like, do y'all think I deserve to have a mic? Like, when somebody got a mic, what that mean they finna do? Talk. I'm talking enough, I feel like. Okay, so I have recently got into podcasts. I can't watch movies or TV shows. I really like talking. I'm deep. Nothing about me is surface level. I think about everything deeply. I have ADHD. Not only do I think deep, but I think about so many different things at once that have different complex answers. Today, we're gonna have like 3 topics. I got my book here. I wrote my questions down, and I'm gonna ask them, and then I'm just gonna answer them. Question 1. That's a good one. What took me so long about human nature to come to terms with? I feel like a part of human nature is looking for yourself. And when I say looking for yourself, I mean you could be looking for yourself in another person. You could be looking for yourself in a job. You could be looking for yourself in something else. One thing about human nature, which we cannot blame other people for, is we look out for ourselves, because who's going to have us more than we have ourselves? And I feel like that kind of took me the longest time to understand, because I always used to go around wondering, like, dang, like, why nobody want to treat me how I treat them? I'm genuine, like, I genuinely care. So me thinking of me myself, I'm thinking like, oh my god, it's somebody out there that thinks like me. But we have to understand, like, there's different type of responses that our bodies and brains as different people react to certain things. Say for instance, like, if you are getting into it with a family member or whatever, and you're probably thinking like, okay, you're not that different, they're family members. You are. Everybody is raised different. Even siblings. When you think about siblings, nobody gets the same parent. If you're a first child and a parent, these are parents first time being parents, so of course you're going to get the first time parents kind of teaching as a lesson. As a middle child, your parents are more experienced. You get what I'm saying? They understand what they're doing a little bit better. So as the second child, okay, you get a little more guidance. As the third child, it's like, okay, we got our stuff together, so you're going to get something differently. So based off of how you were raised, I feel like your brain chemistry reacts to different scenarios very differently. So, and I feel like as people, we don't try to understand where another person is coming from their point of view, because we're just like, no, I'm trying to get my point across. And I feel like that's kind of hard to grasp as a part of human nature, because it's just like, we were born ourselves, we came into this world ourselves, we're gonna die by ourselves. So it's just like, a part of human nature is you. Like, it took me so long to understand, like, everybody's not the same. Like, everybody is going around assuming that everyone's reactions to everything is the same thing, and it's not. Hopefully y'all understood that. Like I said, I really be trying to get my point across, and I be hoping that it makes sense, because it makes sense to me, but like, I be wanting other people to understand. Okay, so question number 2. How do you reconcile the idea of everything happens for a reason with the reality of senseless tragedy? That goes down to ideology. That all depends on the person. I want you to understand that life is whatever you make it. Life is whatever you perceive it to be. So, if you believe in the ideology that everything happens for a reason, everything happens for a reason to you, because that's what you believe. That's your confinements of life. That's what you believe life is like. And there's no such thing as right or wrong. It's not necessarily a such thing as everything happens for a reason. If it does not apply to you in your world, from your point of view of life, the way that you're living from your first person and stuff, then it doesn't apply. But I feel like everything goes back to mindset. Everything goes back to mindset. If you're a negative Nancy, you always think negative about stuff, negative things are going to happen to you because of the way that you're thinking. A lot of people don't understand that the power of the tongue is a real thing. The power of the mind is a real thing. It starts as a thought, and then you give it power. So just because it's a thought does not automatically mean like, okay, this is you. This could be like your consciousness creating a response back to the first question, like how our minds interpret certain things. The way you perceive things determines your life. I want everybody to know that what's around you is a outer projection of internally what's going on with you. You're a positive person. Positive things happen to you. You think bad things are going to happen, bad things are going to happen. And when you have the mindset of everything happens for a reason, that's a mindset. Everything happens for a reason. So if something good happens, it's like, okay, obviously everybody's gonna think, okay, this is some good stuff, like, oh my god, I deserve this happened because I deserve it. But people don't think down that deep to when bad things happens, like, oh, this is happening for a reason, like, oh, this is a lesson. Like, it's a mindset. It's how you take things. It's how you perceive the world. It's all up to you. It's not necessarily even like a thing like, oh, everything is supposed to happen for a reason. Like, that's what we were put here for. It's ideally up to you. Number 3 says, what is a boundary you've had set in order to protect your mental peace during a difficult time? Oh, that's something that you see in therapy. Like, that question just, I had to like take a deep breath when I saw that and I was writing it down. Like, I believe in shadow work, so I write down a lot of things to help me process what I'm feeling before I say it out loud. So I feel like a boundary that I have to set as a person. I grew up in a very, very aggressive household. Like, everything is just aggressive. I grew around a bunch of boys. I grew up rough, like, just aggressive all around. Growing up as an aggressive person, like I said, back to the first question, like, these are all tied to each other. Back to the first question, like, based off of how you were raised. When you go into the real world with the way that you were raised, you're not thinking raised differently who aren't aggressive, who wouldn't want to hear what I'm saying because I'm an aggressive person. And I feel like a boundary that I had to set is being quiet, because a lot of people think I'm avoiding. A lot of people think I'm avoiding and I don't want to talk and I don't ever want to talk about it. And it did start that way, but I didn't understand, like, that's my way of processing things. Like, it overwhelms me to the point where it's just like I shut down automatically. Like, when I was younger, I used to go off because I was so aggressive and I was so rough. When something would make me mad, oh, you was finna hear it. I'm either finna swing off, like, I'm finna steal off on you, or I'm finna really talk crazy to you. Like, I'm finna try to hurt you in the worst way so that you can feel what I'm feeling. You get what I'm saying? And I used to be that kind of person. I had to set a boundary. And I feel like getting in a relationship, you have to understand communication is key as well. Any type of relationship. It could be a platonic relationship, familiar relationship, companion relationship, whatever relationship may be, communication is key. And I feel like a boundary I had to set as a person because I was so aggressive growing up and I was so angry. And I wanted somebody to feel the way that I felt. I had to tell people, like, okay, I don't want to talk. But I didn't, because I felt stuff so easy. I couldn't get a word out without wanting to really take it to hell. I wanted to take it to hell every time. And I had to set this boundary for myself. It's not necessarily for other people, or other people make me set it. But I feel like I've learned now the boundary to set. I need to have a conversation quickly in my mind with myself to understand, like, okay, they didn't mean it like this. This wasn't their intentions. This could have been a reason. I honestly want to figure out, like, what was the cause? Where did we go wrong? Like, what exactly led up to this point to get me so irritated? Like, my boundary is me understanding why I feel the way that I feel first before I can even have a conversation. Because if we're getting into it when my emotions are high and all kind of stuff and I'm feeling the type of way, I want to hurt you. You get what I'm saying? In any way, shape, or form that may be. But I'm trying to get better, and I want to be a better person, especially as an adult. Like, I'm 20. I'm grown. I can go to jail. I can go to prison. And I wouldn't want nobody doing that to me, so I don't want to do that. You have to understand yourself. If I'm saying stuff and I have high emotions and they're on overdrive, I'm talking with emotions, not with logic. I'm not thinking from your point of view. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care what you're feeling, what made you say this. I'm thinking about how you made me feel and why you made me feel that way. Like, first of all, why would you want to make somebody like me feel this way? And I don't want to be defensive. I don't want to be defensive. So let me calm down. Let me talk to myself. Let me talk to this person that's in my head right now. And let me get myself together before I decide, like, all right, this is where we went wrong. And I'm logically thinking, I got to get myself together. But, you know, that's just a boundary that you have to set. You have to understand your responses to certain situations. You have to learn your responses. You have to be able to figure out, like, okay, when somebody makes me feel the type of way, I get mad and I get angry. Or I get sad and I get, or I get needy and I want to talk about it. There's different ways that people react to certain things. And before you try to figure out anybody else's point of view in life or whatever they're going through or however they perceive things or the way that they were raised, you have to understand the patterns of yourself before you're trying to do anything else. Okay, guys, thanks for joining my segment. That's all I have for today. I really hope you guys left with something. I really hope y'all left with something. I hope y'all can hear me. I hope y'all have an amazing day. I hope y'all have an amazing week. And I pray everybody gets on this journey where they try to understand themselves, because that makes your life so much easier when you understand who you are. When you're carrying so much stuff and you don't understand who you are as a person and you're not trying to figure it out, it can make the world so much easier because you're dealing with people. And if you can't deal with yourself, you can't go out in the world and go be social.